Hey guys, welcome back to our series in which I will be teaching you C++. In the last video we've talked about syntax and basic functions. Today I'm going to be talking about logical components in C++. Logical components are derived from algorithm and they are basically the main protagonists of every code. Now, go over them. We'll be seeing if else, switch case, while, do while, for, break, continue, and return. Logical components are also called control structures, decision-making statements. Without further ado, let's get right into it. As you can see here, we have a variable we described as integer, a number, and its value is 20. If age is smaller than 80, print out you are a minor. But if age variable is not under 80, then else if age equals 80, print out you turned 18. We enter the if clause and ask ourselves this: is this variable smaller than 18? No, it is not, because it's 20. 20 is larger than 80. Then we pass this one because it's not true. We then check this one: is age equals 18? No, it is not. Then we again pass this one. There is the else one: see out you are an adult. Print out you are an adult. If these two does not correspond to our situation, then else is true. We could add another else if you wanted here. Just let me do it. And I can make it something like, I don't know. Maybe if I want to, if age, not this one, this should be it, yes. Age divided by 5 equals 4. And we'll have to delete this one because it's irrelevant now. Let's just correct that. 20. Right now this one's true as well. So age is not under 80, age is not 80, and age can be divided by 5, and if we do that, it equals to 4. So that is if. Pretty simple if you ask me. Now let's move on to switch case. Here we have switch case. In option 2, we have a variable, again with int. It is a number which is 2, which has a value of 2. Switch option or variable. Case 1, see out, option 1 selected. Case 2, break. Case 2, see out, option 2 selected. Default, invalid option. Now if this was 1 instead, we'd see option 1 selected on our screen. We use switch case in just like if, but when we need multiple true options. Like, we don't check just one variable. There are multiple variables, maybe even a class as a whole, or its objects as a whole. And we check them for each case. Which one is true, which one they go into. Switch case can be more practical in some places, and if can be more practical in some places. Here it is quite simple, it just depends on what we write here. This could be a more complex mathematical process. And now we have while. While is a loop this time, not just checking conditions, but it also is a loop. We again have an integer. We call it I. Its value is 0. Now let's read it. We read our loop. While I is smaller than 5, print out i's value and space. You can see this is our output, and there are spaces in between. Then increase I. This means to increase I by 1 point, 1 value. Like when we come here, or I is still 0, we make it 1, then 2, then 3. We increase it 1 by 1. So this loop will increase I until it's 4, because we don't want it to be more than 5. Then it breaks the loop. I could be many more things. I could decrease as well. That's irrelevant. We could also use I as a counter to, which is also important. So now let's move on to do while. A little bit more different. And here we have do while. As you can see, it's a little bit more different than while. Our variable is still the same. Do cout I brackets. This line means I print out i's value and space. Then increase I. With the same while as the earlier example. So the difference here is even if we do not use this loop, like even if this would be 1 instead of 5. So this is just going to work once. Or even 0. That doesn't matter. This part will still be used at least once. That is the point. So we enter the loop before we check our conditions. Let's make it 5 again and play with our integer this time. See, this is our variable is 6. It's not smaller than 5. So if we did this earlier with normal while, it would not increase I, it would not print anything. But do while in the other hand will print I, which is 6, then a space. So our output will be 6 and a space. To imply the space, I'll put a dot in there. This is our input. While is easy as well. Now let's look at for. Now we have our for loop here. It's also a loop, but it's a little more complicated than while. We had just a condition in while's brackets. Now if we look at for, we have an integer inside of it. So we clarify what we're using for in the for. And then we have our condition and the fact that we'll be increasing our integer. So for is like a while loop, but with a counter embedded into it. A little more upgraded version, as you could say. This same cout prints out i's value and space 2. C1 0 space, i's original value, 1 space, we increased it once after our loop was over, 2, 3, 4, that's it. There should be a space as well. This one is also easy. We use for much commonly than while because using it like this, making sure everything is tidy, is more efficient usually. Like we can see this at the very start of our loop, what is going to do, so it's easier to understand when you return to debug or improve our code. Pretty useful. Now let's look at our useful commands, let's say. I have a for loop again to use as an example. If we start our I from 0 and increase it till 4, but there's a difference here. If I equals 0, continue. What continue means is that when this line is correct, we ignore the rest of them and move on with the next loop. As you can see, there is no tree here because we skipped tree. We didn't print out this part. We didn't read this part. And we have break 2, which if I change this continue to a break, now what this would do is just erase this 4 and 3 all together. If I is 3, if I is 3, break the loop completely. With that, I'm ending today's video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.